Good evening. My name is Catherine Zayas. You can call me Kat. I'm a freshman at St. Edward's University, and today I'm going to urge you to participate in the Mass, specifically in the church choir. And I want to go ahead and say right now, I'm not convincing you to convert or anything. I feel very passionately about people participating, and if you're interested, I would be happy to guide you in that direction. So without further ado, can we please turn to the first section, how I started. I started playing piano when I was in the second grade. I was 7 years old and I hated it every single second. And the reason why is because I didn't really feel like I was playing music. I felt like I was playing the piano. It didn't feel very fun at all. And until 6th grade, when I started playing cello, that's when I started to consider myself a musician. My grandma would always tell me that because God gave me a gift to be a pretty talented musician, that I needed to find a way to give it back to him. Because she's a very superstitious Filipino lady. She said, if you don't give back to him, he's going to take it away from you. So I got really scared. So I'm going to go ahead and talk to you a little bit about the mental, emotional, physical health benefits that you can get from singing, joining the choir, and all kinds of that jazz. So the first point I have is that you can tone your abdominal muscles, and that doesn't mean like you're going to get a six-pack at the end of Mass. It means that your stomach is, from having proper posture, your stomach trains itself to kind of suck itself in, because when you're singing, you force yourself to hold yourself a different way. Posture has a lot to do with the way any person in dance, music, they usually have a very strict posture to themselves because you can hurt yourself. So that also helps in the long run for if you think you're developing a slouch. It really does help. It's good for your heart, and the reason why I say that is because singers usually live a lot longer. They know how to breathe, which is definitely something that can help you in the long run. In any case of musicians who are musicians to play music, it release endorphins, which make you happy. Learning music is like learning another language. It's completely different than you would see in reading a book. You have to kind of look at the notes and interpret them to create that kind of sound. So the reason why it's like another language is because there's also all kinds of stuff in it. There's words, there's notes, there's tones, there's dynamics. And that really teaches you to kind of speak in a different way. The next one is that it creates a kind of small platform for performing, which is not really the intention of playing with the Mass, but it does help you gain more confidence in your skills and abilities to perform. Learning makes you smarter, actually. It helps you develop the cognitive function that I was talking about, like learning another language. You have to learn how to process the notes in order to work together in the ensemble, which is a really difficult thing to do if you never thought about it that way. So if you can please turn to the back. So why I joined, it's because I needed community service to get confirmed, so I started when I was a freshman in high school. I told my mom and she wasn't opposed, and so we looked into it, and I played as much as I could with the Mass. It was very on and off. And most choirs aren't very angry at you if you can't make it, or if you don't even tell them that you're not going to be there. And so that went on for a total of 3 years. Most recently, before St. Edward's, the church that I grew up with, I played at their youth Mass. And it's really interesting because different Masses have different music styles. And the one for the youth Mass was very upbeat, kind of modern. We had younger people, high school students, and it was more fun than, say, the Mass I performed with that was for kids, like from second grade and to elementary years. And I learned that Here at St. Edward's, it's definitely more traditional choir where the songs are from the hymnal, which is something that I wasn't used to, but it's really helpful because you know where the music's coming from. You don't need handouts for lyrics, and I thought that was really interesting. So as opposed to the choir from my hometown, there's not a lot of diversity as far as musicians goes in this choir. It's mostly just singers, the man on the piano, and maybe a guitar and a bass. I know that in the morning mass there's a couple violinists and a woman who plays a drum. In the nighttime mass there's Josh on the drums, and they got a new pianist. But there's not a lot of diversity. There's mostly singers, and it's really fun. It's really engaging when there's more to the choir as opposed to just the singers. So I'm going to go ahead and start concluding this. Again, I'd like to clarify that I am not urging you to convert to Catholicism, but if you are Catholic, I highly encourage you to celebrate the Mass as an instrument of God, and the church choir is very open to all. Musicians, singers that are experienced, inexperienced, will help you get there. Everyone is welcome, so why not join? For the wrap-up, I just want to recap the points I went over. So, healthy minds, happy lives. You're going to really appreciate the health benefits that come in while singing with the choir. I found a way to give back what I got, and it's open, and I'll be happy to help you find something that you're interested in as far as helping out in the Mass, or if you're interested in joining the choir, I will be happy to take that kind of information. Thank you for listening. Do you guys have any questions?